Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Aptitude Club. So this is the second session of the factor theory series. I have done a session already on factor theory 1 and I'll pin that in the I section of the video. If you have missed that previous video, do watch factor theory 1. I'll also provide it in the description of this video, the link, and do watch that. In the first part of the video, I had explained what are factors, how do you get factors, what is the principle of calculating the factors of a number, how do you prime factorize and see the various forms, combine those forms and get the factors of a number. This was what we had discussed, and we came up with three important formulas: how to calculate the total number of factors of a number, sum of factors of a number, product of factors of a number, along with the derivation of those formulas. I had explained in the previous session that derivation is very important, not because it will be asked in the exam, but if you understand the derivation of these formulas, it will be easier for you to approach and think about the questions. So that is why while studying these topics, it is very crucial to understand the background of it. How are these formulas derived? What logic is used to derive those questions? Because questions in the exam, especially in the exams like CAT, they are not like direct formula based that you just put the values and get the answer. Sometimes they are, but a lot of times it is application based. Now, how do you develop the application skills? So when you learn a concept, you need to go a little deeper, solve different variety of questions, and that will enhance your thinking ability to solve new questions. So if I've missed the previous session, I'll suggest do watch. What I'll be doing is I'll break the factor theory into various parts and I'll be taking up in different sessions, probably 5 or 6 sessions it will take to cover the entire factor theory with very good questions, so that you get to know, okay, this is what is the in and out of this. And if you watch the entire series, trust my words, that you will never have a problem in understanding factor theory or like approaching questions in factor theory. So let's get started. And if you are new to my channel and you like the content of this, so do subscribe to the Aptitude Club channel. Every day you will get some content which will help you in your CAT preparation journey, and I try and contribute in my way, the way I see the exam as a candidate, when I was preparing, and as a faculty when I'm mentoring students. I bring in both insights in my videos so that you can benefit in the same way that I did. So without further delay, let's begin. So this is something which is the summary of the previous session. Uh, as I said, we derived these three formulas: total number of factors of a number, sum of factors of a number, and product of factors of a number. Pretty direct. Given any number, the first step was to prime factorize the number. This is called as prime factorization. Okay, given any number, the first step was to prime factorize. Prime factorization. Once you have the prime factorization of the number, then you can calculate these things easily. Just put the values. Okay. Now next, going forward, first thing that we need to know, what will be the total number of factors of perfect squares. Now why bring in perfect squares? To understand this, let us do this thing. Whenever I take a perfect square, this is what happens. If you take a perfect square n, if I prime factorize in this form, a to the power p, b to the power q into c to the power r and so on. In a perfect square, p, q and r are even numbers. Okay, if a number is a perfect square, whenever you prime factorize it, the powers of the prime factors are always even numbers. P, Q and R will be even numbers. A, B, C उसका prime factors है. P, Q and R are even numbers if the number is a perfect square. And if P, Q, R are even numbers, then let's see what happens to the total number of factors formula. Total number of factors is 1 plus P into 1 plus Q into 1 plus R. Now think about this. If P is an even number, Q is an even number, R is an even number, so 1 plus P becomes odd because 1 plus even number is an odd number. 1 plus Q also becomes odd and 1 plus R also becomes odd. So when you multiply three odd numbers, what will be the product? The product of course is an odd number. So this gives us a very important conclusion that total number of factors of any perfect square is always odd. Total number of factors of any perfect square is always odd. Sometimes in the question you will not tell that a number is a perfect square, but the moment you see that the total number of factors is odd, necessarily the number has to be a perfect square, and the vice versa. If the number is a perfect square, total number of factors is odd. If total number of factors is odd, then the number is a perfect square. Always works. I hope all of you understand what perfect squares are. Those of you have a little questions on the what are perfect squares, let us say. Perfect squares are basically numbers whose square root is an integer. For an example, 36. इसका अगर स्क्वायर लोगे प्लस माइनस 6, आई विल टेक 49, तो आ गया प्लस माइनस 7. बेसिकली यू डोंट गेट गेट एन इरेशनल नंबर. परफेक्ट स्क्वायर का स्क्वायर रूट पॉसिबल होता है, इंटीजर आ जाता है. ठीक है. सो दिस इज वन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कंक्लूजन दैट यू नीड टू कीप इन माइंड, दैट कभी भी क्वेश्चन करते टाइम इफ यू सी दैट किसी नंबर का टोटल नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स इज ऑड, दैट मीन्स द नंबर इज परफेक्ट स्क्वायर. And another reason of bringing this up is going forward अब जो next formulas will try and derive, उसमें दो टाइप का नंबर हम देखेंगे, क्योंकि दो अलग अलग फॉर्मूलाज आएंगे, वन फॉर नॉर्मल नंबर्स एंड वन फॉर परफेक्ट स्क्वायर. ओके, होप दिस इज वेरी क्लियर टू यू. वेरी इजी, वेरी सिंपल. टोटल नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स का ये जो फॉर्मूला था वहीं से हमने यूज किया. टोटल नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स इज अ प्रोडक्ट बेसिकली. When you calculate the total number of factors, look at the formula, design of the formula. It's essentially a product. So when I multiply three odd numbers, because P, Q and R in case of perfect squares will be even, so three product of or product of three odd numbers is an odd number. So वहाँ पे अपना आ गया that any perfect square will have odd number of factors. Let's look at the next part. In how many ways can I write a number as product of two factors? So for an example, I have taken two numbers. The first number is n is equal to 120. In how many ways you can write n? जो 120 as product of two factors, 1 into 120, 2 into 60, 3 into 40, 4 into 30, 5 into 24, 6 into 20, 8 into 15 and 10 into 12. So यहाँ पे you see that when you calculate total number of factors of 120, you will get 16. And while discussing product of factors, I said when you arrange them in ascending order, they are symmetric. First factor into last factor, second factor into second last, third into third last. So accordingly here I get 8 ways. That means it is total number of factors by 2. So in how many ways can we write a number as product of two factors? Now total number of factors by 2 if it is an ordinary number. But for a number like 36 which is a perfect square, so यहाँ पे total number of factors of 36 is how much? Total number of factors of 36 is 9 if you calculate total number of factors. And see in how many ways can I write it as product of two factors? 5 ways. So how do you get this? Now total number of factors plus 1 divided by 2. Just slight change to the formula. In case of a normal number, it is total number of factors by 2. In case of a perfect square, it is total number of factors plus 1 by 2. So 9 plus 1 by 2, I'll get 5. And 16 by 2, I'll get 8. Very two simple examples. And all the numbers will fall into these two categories. Either it's a perfect square or it's not a perfect square. If it is not a perfect square, total number of factors by 2. If it is a perfect square, total number of factors plus 1 by 2. Simple. Similarly, in how many ways can I write a number as product of two different factors? Two different numbers. Now in case of n is equal to 120, all these ways are possible because in all these ways I see that both the factors are distinct. तो यहाँ पे भी वही 8 ways. So no change to the formula. So total number of factors by 2. So if it is not a perfect square, so writing a number as product of two different factors or simply product of two factors, it's the same. Total number of factors by 2. क्योंकि कोई भी factor वहाँ पे same आएगा नहीं. But if the number is a perfect square, n is equal to 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 ways are possible if I have to restrict into this case that it has to be product of two different numbers, not same numbers. Last वाला जो केस है ये यहाँ पे हम नहीं ले सकते. Why? Because 6 into 6 is the same number. So in this case I am getting 4 ways. So formula again slightly थोड़ा change हो जाएगा. Total number of factors minus 1 by 2. वो minus 1 क्यों किया? ये जो 6th वाला जो 6 जो factor है उसको exclude कर लो क्योंकि वो 2 बार आता था. Exclude करके whatever are the remaining factors उनको by 2 करके I can create pairs So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 factors, 4 pairs. So total number of factors 1 by 2. छोटे छोटे simple like conclusions. Let's not call them as formulas, and you don't have to mug this up. Mind में ये दो examples रखो, तो anytime you need anything, you'll be able to easily come at this inference very fast. If it's an ordinary number, the product of two numbers में जब तुम इसको express करोगे, they are always two different numbers or two distinct factors. Okay, so any normal number which is not a perfect square, the ways in which you can write it as a product of two numbers is always total number of factors by 2, because in all these cases they are distinct. But when it is a perfect square, तो फिर दो टाइप का फॉर्मूला आता है, या तो टोटल नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स प्लस 1 by 2 और टोटल नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स माइनस 1 by 2. प्लस 1 by 2 कब करोगे? when it is a product of two numbers in general. But अगर strictly बोला product of two different numbers, then total number of factors minus 1 by 2. Okay, so let us see some questions. Okay, first question जैसे यहाँ पे, if n is a natural number, then how many such values of n are there such that 123n square plus 17n plus 36, this is divisible by n. तो इसको थोड़ा ओपन अप करते हैं. So it is 123n square divided by n plus 17n divided by n plus 36 divided by n. Now n here is divisible, यहाँ पे तो कैंसिल हो गया क्योंकि ये भी डिविजिबल है. So I get 123n, sorry, एक n रह जाएगा ना. So 123n plus 17 plus 36 by n. Now this of course is a natural number. So if you want the entire expression to be natural number, so 36 should be divisible by n. यहाँ से वो कंक्लूड कर सकते हैं. 36 should be divisible by n. तो 36 को अगर हम प्राइम फैक्टराइज करते हैं, 2, 18, 2, 9 and 3, 3. So 36 I can write it as 2 square into 3 square. So n must be a factor of 36. तो n के कितने वैल्यूज आ सकते हैं? 1 plus 2 into 1 plus 2. 36 के कितने फैक्टर्स हैं? 9. If you write those factors, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18 and 36. So these are the 9 possible values of n for which this total expression can become a natural number. काफी सिंपल है, just quick logic. 36 should be divisible by n, सीधा सीधा वैल्यू. अगर 36 n से divisible होगा, that means n must be a factor of 36. तो कितने factors हो सकते हैं 36? बस वही निकालना है, 9 factors. Very simple, very direct, very easy question. Let's take a look at this one. Now this was a previous CAT question and very good question indeed. थोड़ा सा arithmetic progression का application है, but I'll explain, don't worry. So there is this set S of 1000 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4 ऐसा करके till 1000. Now those of you don't understand arithmetic progression, just थोड़ा सा background दे देता हूँ. What is an arithmetic progression? Arithmetic progression is basically a sequence of numbers where they come at a constant difference. So a plus b, a plus 2d, a plus 3d and so on. There's a constant difference in which it grows, or let's say it declines, but there's a constant difference. Okay, and general term arithmetic progression में a plus n minus 1 into d करते हैं, where this a is called as the first term, d is called as the common difference, n is the number of terms, and an is like basically the nth term or the last term, is जैसे भी जो भी number term हमें निकालना है. Now the question says, how many arithmetic progressions can be found from the elements of S? Now S में there are 1000 elements. Out of these 1000 elements, I'll pick a few, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 10, maybe 20, ऐसा करके I'll pick elements, but the condition is they should be in arithmetic progression. They should be in arithmetic progression. Along with that, there's a condition that the elements should start with 1 and end with element 1000. So that means the first term is 1 and the nth term is 1000. This is fixed. तो ये nth term को थोड़ा ओपन करते हैं. This is a plus n minus 1 into d. This is 1000. Now because ये a या a1 वैसे लिखो जैसे भी a या a1 because it's the first term. a1 अपना 1 है. So I get n minus 1 into d is equal to 999. So this n minus 1 and d, I can call it as factors of 999. So beautifully they have combined this AP and factor theory. Beautiful question. N minus 1 into d, product of these two things is 999. So these are both factors of 999. तो 999 के कितने फैक्टर्स है? अब 999 को अगर तुम प्राइम फैक्टराइज करोगे तो इट इज 333 3111 then 337. So basically 999 is 3 cube into 37 to the power 1. तो इसके कितने फैक्टर्स आएंगे? टोटल नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स of 999 is like 1 plus 3 into 1 plus 1. So you get 8 factors. If you want to write these 8 factors, they are 1, 3, 9, 27, 37, 111, 333 and 999. So that means D can be any of these 8 numbers and n minus 1 can be any of these 8 numbers. Let us focus on D. Why D? Because देखो first and end is fixed. Different arithmetic progressions would depend on तुम कितना अलग अलग common difference ले पाओगे, उस हिसाब से अलग अलग sequence आएगा. So how many possible values of D I can take? So D I can take everything, but यहाँ पे एक condition दिया है that the total जो arithmetic progression तुम बनाओगे वहाँ पे number of elements should be greater than 3. अब जब तुम D को 999 लेते हो, this gives you n minus 1 is equal to 1, which gives n is equal to 2. This is not possible क्योंकि question बोल रहा है minimum 3 elements रहेंगे. So that means I can take every possible value of D except 999. Although it's a factor, but I cannot take this because the moment you take, तो फिर 2 ही term रह जाएंगे तुम्हारा arithmetic progression में. Question wants that it should have at least 3 terms. So that means I can take any other value of D. So D के 7 possible values है, तो I'll get 7 different arithmetic progressions and that is my answer. Beautiful question, and very in a very subtle manner they have like merged this arithmetic progression with factor theory. A very beautiful question, simple understanding चाहिए बस. that is it. कुछ lengthy concept नहीं, बस कैसे structured way में हम सोच पाते हैं. Maths is interesting that way. A lot of times we get indulged in this thought that maths नहीं हो रहा है difficult है यानी, but we don't give that much energy to understand. ठीक है, nobody, let us say you are not very good, you feel that I'm not very good in this subject, don't take this added pressure of being good at it. Good bad वो सब दिमाग से निकाल के just try and understand the topic. क्या टॉपिक है, let's try and understand. समझ आता है नहीं आता है करते हैं, गलत हुआ कोई बात नहीं, let's explore, let's try and learn. In that process फिर जितना तक पहुंचे तो पहुंचे, ठीक है, ट्राई तो करते हैं. Let's have that attitude. तब देखोगे things will slowly start coming to you. स्कूल में कभी मैथ्स नहीं होता था, your brain has grown a lot after that. So trust on that growth process. जो तुम स्कूल में प्रोसेस नहीं कर पाते थे अभी कर पाओगे. So don't live in the past thinking that I am not capable of solving maths questions and I am not good in maths and all. क्योंकि the moment you keep saying this to yourself, in the subconscious तुम्हारा जो अंदर होता है, it will make you believe that, and your efforts and your actions and your energy, everything will work in that way. And automatically you will get afraid of the subject. Interest नहीं आएगा तो अच्छा कैसे होंगे बताओ. So you are always in that negative cycle. So come out of it. Nobody is asking you to be good at maths or good at any chapter. Nobody is asking you to solve like a genius. No, just understand the topics. नहीं हो रहा है क्वेश्चन, कोई बात नहीं, solution देखो, समझो. Have a positive approach when you are learning. Okay. So hope this question is clear. Very good question. Let's take a look at this one. Third question. A number has 72 factors. We don't know what the number is. So I'll take, let the number be n. Let the number be n. So total number of factors of n is like 72. It has 72 factors. I know total number of factors. A formula is basically a product. तो I'll try and break 72 as product. तो बोल रहा है उसका मैक्सिमम एंड मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स कितने हो सकते हैं. तो 72 को मिनिमम वे में यू कैन ब्रेक इज लाइक 1 into 72. So if you compare this with 1 plus p into 1 plus q, it's like we are going reverse. पहले हमें नंबर पता था तो फैक्टर्स निकाल रहे थे. अभी फैक्टर्स पता है तो नंबर क्या हो सकता है, एक एक स्टेप पीछे आ रहे हैं. टोटल नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स आ कैसे, मतलब हाउ डू गेट टोटल नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स, यू मल्टीप्लाई 1 plus p into 1 plus q into 1 plus r. तो वैसे कुछ मल्टीप्लाई किए हो गया एंड तुम्हारा 72 आया है. तो पहले मिनिमम जो माइंड में आता है 72 को 1 into 72 लिखते हैं, which is like 1 plus p into 1 plus q. So p is equal to 0 and q is equal to 71. So the number is basically a to the power 0 into b to the power 71 or simply b to the power 71. तो मिनिमम उसका तो एक प्राइम फैक्टर आएगा, मिनिमम 1 प्राइम फैक्टर. उसी लॉजिक में सोचो, इफ यू वांट दैट मेरे ज्यादा प्राइम फैक्टर्स आए तो यू हैव टू ब्रेक इट डाउन. एंड ऐसे ब्रेक करोगे जैसे ये 1 आएगा नहीं, क्योंकि जैसे 1 आता है जब वापस प्राइम फैक्टरेशन फॉर्म में आता है दैट बिकम्स पावर 0, तो उसका कोई वैल्यू नहीं है. तो आई विल ब्रेक 72 इन दिस वे. 72 इफ यू प्राइम फैक्टराइज 236, 218, 29 एंड देन 33. तो पूरा 72 का ऐसा ब्रेक कर लेते हैं. दिस 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. इससे छोटा और ब्रेक कर ही नहीं सकते. इससे बड़ा करोगे तो कम प्राइम फैक्टर्स आएगा. नाउ आवर ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू मैक्सिमाइज, क्योंकि मिनिमम तो हमें मिल गया एक प्राइम. want to maximize, you'll have to break it down as much as possible. एंड इस प्रोडक्ट में 1 जितना लिखो उसका कोई मैटर ही, मतलब देयर इज नो सिग्निफिकेंस नो मैटर हाउ मेनी टाइम्स यू आर राइटिंग 1, बिकॉज एवरी टाइम यू राइट 1 वो प्राइम फैक्टर का पावर 0 आता है रहेगा, तो 0 का मतलब इट्स नॉट देयर, तो व्हाई राइट इट. So now if I compare it to 1 plus p into 1 plus q into 1 plus r into 1 plus s, क्योंकि ये चलता रहता है यहाँ पे 1 plus t, that means p is equal to 0, sorry, p equal to 1, p is equal to 1, q is equal to 1, r is equal to 1, क्योंकि 1 plus p is 2, 1 plus q is 2, 1 plus r is 2, 1 plus s is 3, so s is equal to 2 and t is equal to 2. So the number becomes a to the power 1 into b to the power 1 into c to the power 1 into d square into e square. So that means maximum I can have 5 prime factors, उससे ऊपर जा ही नहीं सकते. तो मिनिमम 1, मैक्सिमम 5. तो आंसर यहाँ पे आएगा नन ऑफ दिस, कोई भी ऑप्शन में नहीं है, मिनिमम 1 एंड मैक्सिमम 5. This is how you think on this. Now try and see how the questions are actually thought upon. We know the formula for total number of factors, but उसके अराउंड कैसे क्वेश्चंस बन रहे हैं देख रहे हो. That is why it is crucial how to understand the derivation of the formula. तभी जाके these things will make more sense to you. Okay, here we are going backwards. Always if I have the number and I ask you to calculate total number of factors, it is very easy. But if I have the factors and I have to go back to calculate the total, मतलब number का form कितना है, so in that case you have to break it down in this way, reverse trace. प्रोडक्ट इतना है तो किस फॉर्म में लिखा होगा, उसमें p क्या होगा, देन प्राइम फैक्टरेशन क्या होगा. वी आर गोइंग बैक एंड इफ यू डू दिस, मिनिमम 1, मैक्सिमम 5. अगेन अ वेरी गुड एंड थॉट प्रोवोकिंग क्वेश्चन वैसे बोल सकते हो इसको. यू हैव टू थिंक अबाउट इट. ओके, लेट अस सी दिस वन. यहाँ पे एक n दे दिया है, तो आवर फर्स्ट जॉब is to first write n in its prime factorization form. Is this prime factorization form? No, not prime factorization form, क्योंकि जो 6 यहाँ पे दिख रहा है that is not a prime number. तो n को पहले लिखते हैं प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन फॉर्म में. n is 2 square, तो 6 है, मैं इसको 2 into 3 to the power 4 लिखता हूँ and then 5 to the power 6. So 2 square into 2 to the power 4, it is 2 to the power 6 into 3 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 6. This is my n. So in how many ways can n be written as a product of two numbers? Just now we discussed. तो पहले total number of factors of n निकालते हैं. It is 1 plus 6. ये फॉर्मूला है, ये फॉर्म प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन फॉर्म है. दिस इज प्राइम फैक्टराइजेशन. This is always the first step, prime factorization. So 1 plus 6 into 1 plus 4 into 1 plus 6. So basically it becomes 7 into 7, 49 into 5. 49 into 5 is like 245. This implies the number of ways is equal to total number of factors plus 1 by 2. So 245 plus 1 by 2, 246 by 2, I get 123. Very easy, very direct. In how many ways it can be written as a product of two different numbers? तो उसका भी हमें formula पता है, that number of ways, it is total number of factors minus 1 by 2. So 245 minus 1 by 2 is 122. Because here see this, that n is a perfect square. Okay, keep this in mind that here n is a perfect square. जो n यहाँ पे आ रहा है ना, 2 to the power 6 into 3 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 6, जो powers है सारे even numbers है, that means n is a perfect square. That is why we are using this formula. So depending on how many उसका factors है, odd है तो perfect square है, तो इसीलिए total number of factors plus 1 by 2, नहीं तो minus 1 by 2. Had it been any natural number, मतलब normal, not a perfect square, तो सीधा total number of factors by 2. चाहे a हो b हो, अगर ये not a perfect square होता तो in both the cases total number of factors by 2. ओके, सेम क्वेश्चन और दो तीन इसका पूछ रहा है, तो पहले n को यहाँ पे अलग से लिख लेते हैं. n is 2 to the power 6 into 3 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 6. Focus on this part क्योंकि this is not prime factorization form, जानबूझ कैसे दिया, so that first you convert in prime factorization form. In how many ways can n be written as a product of two even numbers? Beautiful question. कैसे सोचें इस क्वेश्चन के बारे में? Think about this. Product of two even numbers, that means I can write n as 2a into 2b, so that मैं दोनों जगह बोल सकता हूँ even into even. n becomes 2 square whole into a into b. Now n को if you look at it, it is 2 to the power 6 into 3 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 6. उसमें से अगर तुम 2 square निकाल रहे हो, how much is a into b? This gives you a into b. Total n से 2 square निकल जाएगा, it is 2 to the power 4 into 3 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 6. तो तुम जितने वेज में ये जो नंबर को a into b फॉर्म में लिख सकते हो, a into b फॉर्म मतलब प्रोडक्ट ऑफ टू नंबर्स, उतने वेज में तुम 2a 2b कर सकते हो एंड बोथ ऑफ देम कैन बी इवन. ट्राई एंड थिंक ऑफ द लॉजिक फर्स्ट. पहले मैंने क्या किया, 2a 2b किया, बिकॉज इन दैट केस चाहे a कुछ भी हो या b कुछ भी हो, इरेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ द वैल्यूज ऑफ a एंड b, 2a एंड 2b आर नेसेसरली इवन. तो पहले मैंने दोनों 2s को निकाल लिया. अब मैं a एंड b ट्राई करूंगा कितने वेज में लिख सकता हूँ. तो व्हेन इन हाउ मेनी वेज कैन यू राइट इट एज प्रोडक्ट ऑफ टू इवन नंबर्स? अगर दो अलग अलग नंबर्स लिखने हैं प्रोडक्ट ऑफ टू इवन नंबर्स, तो यहाँ पे बेसिकली इसका पहले टोटल नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स निकाल लो. इट इज 1 plus 4 into 1 plus 4 into 1 plus 6. तो 5 into 5 plus into 7, तो 175 आ रहा है. एंड टोटल नंबर ऑफ वेज, number of ways is total number of factors plus 1 by 2, or 175 plus 1 by 2, you get 88. So in 88 ways I can write a into b product of two numbers, and 2a 2b automatically क्योंकि 2 वापस आके मल्टीप्लाई होगा वो सारे ways में, and I can guarantee that it's a product of two even numbers. This is the approach. Think. Hope this makes sense to all of you. It's a beautiful question. This one is a tricky question. In how many ways can n be written as a product of two odd numbers? Can I write n as product of two odd numbers? Odd into odd will give me odd, but I can see that n is an even number. तो एक even number को product of two odd numbers तो नहीं लिख सकते. How will you know that n is an even number? क्योंकि n में 2 to the power 6 है, एक भी 2 आ जाता है तो it becomes an even. तो 2 to the power 6 है, तो n definitely even number है. अगर n even number है, I cannot express it as product of two odd numbers. तो आंसर यहाँ पे आएगा not possible. ठीक है. Then let's see this in how many ways. तो n को यहाँ पे वापस लिखता हूँ 2 to the power 6 into 3 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 4. In how many ways can n be written as a product of one odd and one even number? So I have to write n as 2a into b. So this is even and b has to be odd number. तो तुम n को यहाँ पे 2 अलग कर लो, बट थिंक अबाउट दिस, एक 2 अलग मैं नहीं करूंगा. b cannot have 2, b odd है, तो I can write all powers of 2 should come into a part. तो बेसिकली तुम इसको 2a ना लिख के 2 to the power 6 into a लिखोगे एक पार्ट में एंड b लिखोगे और एक पार्ट में, बिकॉज द अदर पार्ट कैन नॉट हैव अ सिंगल 2. ठीक है, एक 2 रखेंगे तो इवन होता है, बट बिकॉज द अदर पार्ट इज नेसेसरीली ऑड, तो सारे 2s एक पार्ट में रहेंगे. तो 2 to the power 6 into a into b, तो बेसिकली ये बन जाता है मेरा a into b. आई कैन राइट a into b नाउ बिकम्स 3 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 4, क्योंकि 2 to the power 6 तो अलग हो गया. नाउ इन हाउ मेनी वेज कैन आई राइट दिस a into b? 3 to the power 5 to the power 4 का टोटल नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स प्लस 1/2 कर लेना है. इसके टोटल नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स कितने हैं? इज 1 plus 4 into 1 plus 4, सॉरी into 5 to the power 6 है. 5 to the power 4 कर लिया. दिस इज 5 to the power 6. तो 3 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 6. So 1 plus 4 into 1 plus 6, 5 into 7, 35. So my answer, final answer is 35 plus 1/2, 18. समझ रहे हो? वही फैक्टर थ्योरी है, बट कैसे कैसे क्वेश्चन. लास्ट क्लास में एक क्वेश्चन किए थे, प्राइम फैक्टर्स कितने हैं, कॉम्पोजिट कितने हैं, मल्टीपल ऑफ 2 कितने हैं, मल्टीपल ऑफ 12 कितने हैं, लास्ट 2 डिजिट 0 कितने फैक्टर्स में रहेंगे, हाउ मेनी फैक्टर्स आर परफेक्ट स्क्वायर्स एंड सो ऑन, उस टाइप का किए थे. नाउ दिस इज अनदर क्वेश्चन एंड उस पे कैसे सोचते हैं. ओके, दीज आर वेरी गुड एंड फंडामेंटल क्वेश्चंस टू लाइक गेट स्टार्टेड. एंड इसी टाइप के क्वेश्चंस अगर एग्जाम आते हैं तो ऑटोमेटिकली योर ब्रेन विल स्टार्ट वर्किंग, बिकॉज यू हैव सॉल्व्ड क्वेश्चंस which like forced you to like think and apply. That is needed. Just knowing the formulas is never enough. You will have to solve so that your application skills improve. Now let us see this one. Now this is a direct formula. तो यहाँ पे मैं पहले ये लिख लेता हूँ. n as a product of two co-prime numbers is given by the formula 2 to the power k minus 1, where k is the number of prime factors. ये एक फॉर्मूला है, तो बस ये फॉर्मूला यहाँ पे डायरेक्ट यूज होगा. इफ यू लुक एट द नंबर n, n को हमने ओपन किया था 2 to the power 6 into 3 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 6. व्हाट इज k इन दिस केस? कितने प्राइम फैक्टर्स है? 3, 2, 3 एंड 5, तीन ही प्राइम फैक्टर्स है. Hence number of ways is basically 2 to the power 3 minus 1. So 2 to the power 2, answer is 4. ठीक है? Hope this question made sense. Very fundamental questions these are, and how you apply वो सोचना चाहिए. I'm not taking too much at once, तो every part में I'll take a few questions, थोड़ा थोड़ा करके आगे जाएंगे, so it becomes convenient for you to understand and grasp this. I'll again say, those of you have missed the previous part, and if you're watching this part first, please do watch the first part and then again watch this. एकदम अच्छे से बहुत ही simple way में I have explained and you'll understand it properly. So that is it for the part 2, and we'll continue with factor theory in the part 3 again. And I hope all of you enjoyed the session. If you have watched the session this far, do subscribe to the Aptitude Club channel, because you will every day get a content that will help you, CAT preparation journey. and I'll bring in my insights in my videos, the way I think on the quants portion. I'll try and like share those things in my videos, through my lectures and through the questions, to show how I think on each concept. So numbers का पहले से भी मैंने बोला था that numbers I have broken it down to a few portions. Remainders का मैंने अलग से सीरीज लिया, अभी फैक्टर थ्योरी का अलग से सीरीज ले रहे हैं. तो वैसे क्या होगा, becomes easier for you to get hold of this area numbers. So we'll do all like areas के लिए similar pattern approach, but then numbers से start हुआ है. So it's a new channel. Hope all of you enjoyed the session. Do like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll meet again in yet another video. Till then, have a nice day everyone. See you. Bye bye.